All right.
What's up, everybody?
Good evening. Happy Monday. Happy 2026.
Yes, indeed.
We are here.
Young.
One more year to add to the list.
Yep.
We survived.
Another year walks into the bar.
Yes, another. I like that. I like that.
Nice.
Let me lower the music.
Yeah, you're always deaf, man. That's another year. A little more decibels for you, huh?
Yeah. Well, at my age, I can't hear so good anymore. Yeah. So for those of you that do not listen to our Saturday morning shows live, which I understand, it's an early morning, especially if you're not on the East Coast. We did not have our show last week due to the flu just ripping through.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Specifically, my household.
Yeah.
I know Diego wasn't feeling great. I know Nas.
Yeah,
We started it.
We were
so.
all.
I think we were the
down.
catalyst that catapulted everybody.
That's all right.
Listen, it starts and ends somewhere. So
Yeah.
it's all right. We got through it.
We are back better than ever. Thank you to Nas for the 5-month sub or resub.
Yes.
Awesome. So lots to talk about. We are in the interest of time, and for those people that listen to the recorded versions of this, we are not going to talk. We're not going to go 2 weeks back to start talking about
the things that happened then.
the news and the results.
Yep.
We are strictly going to stick to this week, although I do have
Match week 20.
Match week 20. We are in the second half of the season.
The halfway point. Yes.
I would be remiss if I did not mention, though, that on our last Monday show, I wore a Wolves jersey.
Oh my God! You better not take it off. Now they're gonna lose.
And since then,
They have scored 4 points.
they have amassed 4 of their 6 points.
They're on the way to break that. Not break that 11.
A draw with
Speaking of
United
catalyst.
and a 3-0 win over West Ham.
West Ham.
So would you say now that you are the catalyst?
I
That
am.
butterfly effect. They dare to wear a Wolves shirt.
It's going to become a Wolf supporting
I was going to say, despite our Bournemouth fandom here, I may have become Mr. Wolverhampton.
He's still
Wolverine Hampton.
I love it, baby.
But yeah, so let's you know what? Let's jump right into that one to start our weekend for the week abroad. Where am I here? I know.
You got it right.
There we go.
Yeah, West Ham Wolves.
So a 4th-minute goal from the Colombian John Arias.
Amen to that, sir.
And then the second shot that Wolves had was the Hwang Hee-chan penalty in the 31st minute. And all 3 of the goals were in the first half, so really lighten things up. My gut still tells me it's too little, too late for Wolves, but at least they have that momentum and that confidence. Oh, hey, we can do this. We can score goals. We can win games. They held West Ham to 0 shots on target. West Ham also currently sitting in 18th place. We'll talk about this a bit, obviously, when we come to Bournemouth also, but the bottom 4 really seems to be
solidified,
lifeless. It's just a matter of, whether it's Forest or West Ham that gets that last spot. I do think Burnley and Wolves have been signed, sealed, and delivered. They are ready for a championship campaign next year. I do think so. West Ham rumored to be bringing in, I don't know if it's official yet, former NYCFC striker Tati Castellanos.
Okay. You gotta kind of like reinvent. It's time to regroup, sell whoever you can.
My problem with Castellanos, I as an NYCFC season ticket holder, he was great for the club. They were actually talking to, it was Tom Rennie and Tony Miola talking this morning on SiriusXM about him. Tom Rennie is a rather, at least in the world of punditry, a rather famous West Ham fan. And Tony Miola obviously is rather familiar with the MLS. And he said, he's hopeful that Castellanos does well at West Ham. But the issue is Castellanos is playing so. Yes, he works hard off the ball, but he needs service. He's not a forward that's going to create everything on his own. The problem at West Ham is, where does that service come from?
That coming
so,
from,
it's it is an effort from the board and from the front office to bring someone in to make a change. I don't think it happens. That being said, I think Castellanos would do incredibly well in the championship.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's kind of like the thing. You know what I mean? It's better for you to come out to the minor leagues per se.
Yeah,
know,
I just what I want to
the championship,
see.
but it's not the premier. So
Here we go.
it makes your life easier. Less expectations, less things, more opportunities.
Yeah, West Ham signed Lazio striker Valentin Tati Castellanos on Monday in a move credited to under pressure coach Nuno Espirito Santo. This is all coming from ESPN FC. I just want to see if they have a length of the deal.
I mean, maybe he did it for playtime. Right? I mean,
exactly.
West Ham
Right.
offers a ton of playtime,
Right.
And, he
And-
probably wants to look into, again, World Cup
Yeah, I
stuff.
mean, he had 22 goals in 98 appearances for Lazio,
Yeah.
which is not bad. Oh, here, 4.5-year contract with an option for a further year. So even with relegation, obviously everyone's goal is to play in the top division, but I think Tati Castellanos in the championship.
West Ham's a united club that even if, like you said, if they go to the championship, will have a chance to win next year and come back.
They very
and
easily
think about
could.
I mean, even though it's the championship trophy, winning a trophy still feels good for the team.
For
going
sure,
back.
without a doubt. I mean, and I want to say it's in the top 10 in globally viewed leagues.
Yeah.
Between the money and the TV deals, like it's not like you're getting exiled to
And nobody's gonna ever hear or see you
the
anymore,
Cypriot
yeah.
league. You're still playing quality teams. You're still
You still play Carabao Cups. You still play
right. You still play the FA Cup. You're on television week in, week
Yeah.
out.
Correct.
It's not like you're relegated to having to go resort to satellite TV and get the rabbit ears going and throw your buddy up on the roof with some tinfoil to try to watch these games.
No. So exactly, it's not that horrible. I mean, again, it's not the optimal, but for him as a player, maybe he comes up, they win again, he becomes fan
Yeah.
favorite. And if the coach is the one that is asking, if the coach is the one putting pressure on it, maybe he has a plan.
Well,
Maybe
not
he's
only
gonna
that,
switch
But
over
again, that's
mentalities or something.
also if, right? Their West Ham's next game
Yeah.
is Forest, which they can gain 3 points back and only be 1 point back of that
Let's
relegation.
not, even
Exactly, no, it's right in the mouth.
despite what
You're
I
right,
just said,
Yeah.
let's not already relegate West Ham.
Yeah.
I do think, like I said, I think Burnley and Wolves are done. I think that last spot will come between Forest and West Ham.
Yep.
But let's also think about if West Ham get relegated and Tati Castellanos puts together a 20-goal season in the championship, those other teams might be calling,
Yeah.
for a contract to
Exactly.
sign him. So, plenty of upside in this deal for West Ham and for Tati Castellanos.
Yeah, the worst that he's gonna be is another player that came through, and the best case scenario, like you said, the ceiling is he's the hero, and his stock just skyrockets
Right.
all of a sudden.
Right. So elsewhere on Saturday morning, speaking of West Ham Forest, Aston Villa hosted Forest comfortably with a 3-1 win. Watkins and McGinn scored 2 nice goals midway through the match. Morgan Gibbs-White drew one back for Forest, and McGinn with the third, which was absolutely criminal goalkeeping.
It was so bad.
It was awful.
That replay, we were all
yeah.
scratching our heads. We were like, what is this man thinking?
Yeah, not only did he have no shot at getting to the ball, but he also had 2 defenders right there with him. Yeah. So for those of you that didn't see it, give it a look. But Martinez, I'm sorry, not Martinez.
Especially if you're a
Victor,
goalie fan.
the Forest goalkeeper, came out probably 25, 30 yards out,
of the field, yeah.
and there was no need. Absolutely no need. And then he wound up getting subbed off. By Matt Sells.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's a
but there were
sub right
there were
there.
some he claimed to have been injured.
Nah.
We'll see what happens. Was it more of an embarrassment
Coach
versus an
just
injury?
lost his stuff, his shit back in the bag, and it was like, no, I need him out.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him immediately.
As for again, a lot of these teams need points. We've talked at length about how tight the middle of the table is. Brighton is one of those teams.
You've got a 5-point separation between 5th and
Yes.
14th.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad.
The one thing I noticed, that I looked at the table last night and I thought to myself, and I'm like, it is incredible that only 4 teams currently have 10 wins on the season.
Yes.
Only 4.
Yeah.
Look at how many draws that 5th through 15th has.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
7, 7, 9.
Sunderland on 9,
7,
Brighton on
6,
7, yeah.
9. Like, that's incredible.
Bournemouth
the amount of draws
Bournemouth
this
with
season is
8.
insane.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Bournemouth on 8, Sunderland on 9.
Even Leeds have 7.
yeah, Chelsea and United both
So-
on
And,
7.
Yeah.
and the thing is, you would imagine that all those ties is just against each other, but no, they have ties.
No,
They're
no,
tied
yeah.
with
Big
Rent. Yeah,
teams.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
have ties.
I mean,
United.
Bournemouth have tied Chelsea twice
Yeah.
and Manchester United all within the last month.
Exactly.
Chelsea sit 5th, United on 6th.
Same with
so.
Brighton, same with Newcastle. They have had some really good times. So it's the level of the play right now in the Premier League is
sure.
extremely even. Yes, you get the separation like we talk about Arsenal, Man City. You know, they got the better players and everything, but everybody else is coming up every single Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
I'm also wondering
Ready
if
to
it's
go.
a thing with, because again, we're still seeing a ton of extra time goals.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes down to that, like getting 8 extra minutes to
Yeah.
put as much pressure as you can on the team that's up by 1, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you're playing against Arsenal and the referee stops the match 45
Would-
seconds or 50 seconds into the last minute of stoppage time.
What? It was 6:09.
It was
6 minutes and 9 seconds when he blew the whistle.
Anyway,
But no, I agree with you with the whole extra time situation. It allows you to get those extra
I mean,
opportunities.
teams break down. They have mental lapses.
I mean, how many
And,
last weekend alone?
Yeah.
Aaron and I were talking about it, like 10 goals.
well, I mean, and
Of 90
we'll
plus
talk about
stoppage time?
Richarlison version 2 later in this episode. But so Brighton hosting Burnley. This was a match for me. Just based on where Burnley are in the table, this was a must-win for Brighton.
Yeah.
Matoma got his first start since returning from injury. Pascal Gross has come back to Brighton after playing, for Borussia Dortmund for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So it was, there was a lot of good mojo coming for Brighton here today, or on the weekend rather, and they did win 2-0. Pretty handy
Handedly.
win there. Yeah, they won handily. I'm like, goals from Ruder and Ayari. They could have had more, but it was a comprehensive win for Brighton, and good to see them kind of back where they feel they belong.
And we want him to be at,
Oh, yeah,
us
yeah.
as ourselves, we love Mike and everybody. And we hate to see
I mean,
that
it's all, they're they are one of the little guys, much like Bournemouth in the last couple of years as well, that are out punching their weight, that are
Yeah.
spending wisely,
Yeah.
despite being picked apart by the Chelseas of the world for your players and staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea West.
Chelsea, I call them Chelsea. I call Brighton North. So, but yeah, I mean, you look back, Moises Caicedo, McAllister, who's at Liverpool, Graham Potter left to Chelsea, Robert Sanchez went to Chelsea,
Trossard went to Arsenal.
Trossard went to Arsenal. The list just goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
so
that's
the
incredible.
fact that they are, I mean, we're only seeing a couple years worth of this at Bournemouth, but the fact that Brighton have been able to do this
year in and year out.
really
yeah.
the better part of a decade now,
Yeah.
really is nothing short of amazing with their recruitment, with their management.
And it's one of the things that a farmers team, you
Yeah.
know, they get the players ready,
Yep.
they develop them well, and they sell them off for a good amount of money. And it's I think they're playing the long-term process there. You know what I mean? They're recruiting money, they're building up their capabilities of purchasing down the road and everything. And it's going to be somewhere along the lines of Tottenham. You know, they eventually will
Yeah,
get up there. I truly believe that Brian, the way they're playing, the way they're managing their money and everything, contracts and all.
Well,
they
right now
will
Brighton
be a
are ahead
force
of
to
Tottenham,
reckon
so that
with.
might be an insult to Brighton.
No.
Brighton are in 10th place. Tottenham currently in 13th, as
but
the hot
process
seat
itself.
is getting hotter for Thomas Frank.
Oh my God, yes. No,
I mean,
but
yeah,
I believe that yes, they will eventually 2-3 more years, and they will be competing for
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
5 positions, and that would be great for.
I mean, they were in Europe. What was that? 2 years ago, I think. 2 or 3 years ago.
They got
were
a
in-
little taste of it, yeah.
All right. So the big match, at least for us this weekend, was Bournemouth hosting. As I'm already I don't mean to put the jinx on people, but I'm already hearing the pundits say champions elect Arsenal. I think it's too early. Although, again, this was another match where, when May comes around, you guys are twinning.
Yeah.
Do you know you have the same exact hat on?
Yes, sir. Hey, listen,
I mean, it took
shout out to MFNY.
It took 25 minutes
is a
of
warm
our
is so warm,
podcast
yeah.
for me to even notice that. But we talked about the Wolves game, even though they were own goals. Like, is that one of those periods in time where you're like, you know what?
Well, listen,
That might have
Arsenal
been
got an own assist in this.
I know. There you go.
They got an own
yeah.
assist. Yeah.
So
Listen.
Gabriel had a very eventful first half.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, that.
He graciously gifted you guys
He
something.
gave Evan Nielsen that goal. I still don't know what he was.
He was handicapped.
thinking.
He felt bad for you guys.
It was too easy. It was too easy.
But then 6 minutes later, in the 16th minute, he turns around and finishes.
Well,
of a
you
play.
saw. I mean, you saw it going into there was a set piece right before his goal. He walks up to Rice. He says, "Give it to me."
Yeah.
And then it bounces around, blocks off two players, comes to his lap, and he just puts it in the back of the net.
And then in the second half, 2 almost carbon copy goals for Declan Rice.
Yep.
Ball laid off to him as he just passed.
Jokeres pulls 4 defenders in that
Yep.
first goal. Oh my God!
And again, and that's kind of like what we talk. Oh, when you guys talk about Jokeres, he's not in the position that he's supposed to be. The game is not being played the way he shines on.
No.
But
I got
he's putting some serious work. Give me the hammer. He's putting some serious work on the intangibles. Like you said, pulling people away from this area over here.
For the record,
Or-
I don't
or-
think I think he's a very good
or-
player. I think it's just
In like-
Well, it's like
the square peg round hole
Well,
conundrum.
again,
that we're-
it's easier to score
But he's
in other.
running himself out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. He's trying to, like, square peg, round hole. He's trying to make himself round, which is commendable.
Yeah. Well, here-
Holding
well, here-
the
well, here-
ball for the third goal. Like,
Well, here's
all
the other
these
thing.
things that he
Let's-
does.
let's-
Here's the
defer
thing.
to the Arsenal guy here.
In other sports,
Yeah.
when you get double or triple teamed,
Yeah.
it's not as hard to score still, right?
Right.
Be open, yeah.
In soccer, it is very hard to score when you are double, triple, quadruple teamed. However, you're pulling 4 guys with you,
Yeah.
which is going to leave the other 2 goal scorers available, which
Yep.
you saw.
Yep,
He
you
pulls
play
4,
numbers.
he back passes, makes it to Saka, who passes to Rice, who puts it in.
Yeah, I mean, it was
It's the thing.
very,
Yeah.
like we've kind of talked about, or at least I have. It was a very Giroud-esque goal.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
And that's
Yes.
like to
Dirty
me,
work.
That
Dirty
is
work.
the
That's what you gotta do.
The best analogy for a recent Arsenal forward that I can come up with in terms of his playing style. Obviously, it's not apples to apples, but
No,
he's
but
that
same
big
concept.
body, hold up play.
Yeah.
Despite the Arsenal system not fitting him, he's still does have that in his bag, and
He's doing- and he's
you can
doing what
see
he
that there
can,
are
yeah.
opportunities to use that playing style.
Yeah,
So.
but the funny thing is you see once he comes off, and like the last couple games Jesus has come on, the defense is like, okay, we can spread out more again.
But
and
it's
now
still-
that you've spread them out more again,
Right.
Arsenal's like, well, we're going to capitalize on this.
And that was like another thing of the backups. You know what I mean? Yes, you change the ideology of the game coming forward. And
Well, again,
it
you're changing the system. Again, instead of a regular 9 pulling defenders,
Yeah.
you got a false 9 being able to support the wings and driving the ball into the box.
And it's funny because that is the true Arsenal way. So you know what I mean, once they get you like all sluggish
Mm-hmm.
and just packing the box because Jokeris is being there for 60 minutes.
Well,
like you
well,
said,
well, again,
they
the
open up the
backups,
play and boom,
The
cuts and
super
back-
subs. I mean, when you're taking Martinelli off for Chassard,
Yeah.
and you're taking Madueke off for Saka,
Yeah.
and you're taking Jokeres off for Jesus, like
So
you're replacing starters with starters.
Right.
Yeah, and are they a leg champions? Maybe not.
I don't
but
think no.
I
It's
don't-
way
I-
too
I-
it's
I
way
do think
too
it's
soon.
too
But when
soon,
something
but-
is yours,
Listen,
it's
we
yours.
had a 7-point lead
With
weeks
what?
ago.
Yeah.
Weeks ago. Like
And
and we drew Chelsea and we drew we drew
Sunderland.
against Chelsea, we drew against Sunderland, and we lost that immediately.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think we have Liverpool next.
Yep.
We have Liverpool on Thursday. So again, it's going to be another. They beat us last time.
Yeah,
They
did.
beat us last
It's
time. So
revenge time. It's
Yeah,
revenge
that
time.
Soboslai goal.
yep.
But that's one of the things. Liverpool is doing their job, getting the
Yeah,
results.
we'll
And
cover them next.
So far, but, I'm sorry, Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Arsenal is
They're doing
yeah.
what they're supposed
Yeah,
to be doing right
yeah.
now,
It doesn't,
regardless of what's happening.
Again, no champion will ever, feel sorry for quote unquote ugly wins.
Yes, exactly, because
I will
they're
say,
part of it.
Bournemouth, again, Bournemouth is always playing up or down to their opponent. Bournemouth gave them a fight, even though they were gifted that early goal. It was a fight throughout. First of all, it was an incredible goal from Krupi to bring things to 3-2, and then things got interesting again. Bournemouth was attacking well. They didn't obviously enjoy the possession that Arsenal did, but they made Arsenal earn that 3 points.
Absolutely. And that is one thing that we do talk about Bournemouth all the time, the whole punching up or down.
Yeah.
That's the consistency level that they
you
need
can
to
see
achieve.
it with eight draws.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They played to the exact strength of their opponent.
And it is, absolutely. And it is a thing that the same as Brighton, the process is coming along. They have their moments when you know their potential, like at the beginning of this season, getting all these great results. But like we talked about other teams, it's just winning the matches that you're supposed to win, and they're not. They're playing down to those, again, to those lesser teams, like you said. And when they change that, it's going to be a whole new, perspective.
Right, well, you mentioned it before. We talked about Liverpool. Liverpool obviously have Arsenal midweek this week. They travel to Fulham on the weekend, a 2-2 draw, but two very late goals, one from each squad. Cody Gakpo with a nice finish in the 4th minute of second half stoppage time, pulled the jersey off, got the yellow card. Everyone thought match was over. And then Harrison Reed from probably 25 yards out from the corner of the box.
It was incredible.
An absolute wonder goal in the 7th minute of stoppage time. There you go. And it was, first of all, it was incredible. As soon as
one of the goals of the season.
As soon as that goal went in, though, my first thought was your conversations about Richarlison, earlier in the year of just celebrating a 90th plus minute goal with taking his shirt off, and then Tottenham
Gakpo became
concede, so it was good.
I was hearing Puskas talk about it.
I don't think it was that good, but it's. When you factor in maybe the time of the game, I don't think I probably won't even get goal of the week in the Premier League. But Florian Wirtz with a goal for Liverpool, so they do have some positives moving forward. But again, that was a result that I think they're kind of stuck where they are at this point. They are 8 points behind Villa in 3rd. They are 14 points back of Arsenal for 1st. I don't think I think they're going to hopefully cling on to the last Champions League spot for themselves.
It doesn't look good, though. I don't even think they're going to get Europe. I mean, and it's early to talk about like that, but they just don't show anything.
I think they've got it, though. In the sense that the two teams closest to them, Chelsea and Man United, and we'll talk about this in the next segment, are without a manager right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of turmoil.
They're still winning games.
And they're
still winning. They have 10 wins on the season. They're still winning. They're not drawing. They're winning.
Just like we talked about Man City earlier in the season. Again, this is the nature of a 24-hour news cycle and shows like this.
Yeah.
It's all doom and gloom. It's either the best team in the world or they're awful.
Yeah.
Liverpool are still in 4th place in the league. It's not like they've completely fallen apart. I will say I find it. I don't say this often, especially about Liverpool fans, but you almost feel bad for them because they are like, their team is just all over the place. They started the season 5 straight wins, then they went 7 without a win. Now they're back to some sense of normalcy, but it's a lot of ties that they feel they should be winning.
Is the Salah saga? Once that's done,
we'll see what happens when AFCON is done and dusted. And
I don't think he's coming back.
Well, I do. I think we talked about it with maybe the farewell tour. I don't know if he's on board for that, but we'll see what happens, or maybe. Excuse me. This trip with Egypt, makes him kind of rethink his priority with the club, and we'll take it from there. But
realize the color of the grass again.
Yeah. All right. Last match of the weekend: Man City hosting Chelsea, and this went about as good as it could go if you are an Arsenal fan.
Yes, sir.
An early lead from Man City, a nice goal from Tijani Reinders. Again, this was and we are going to talk more in the next segment, but this is the first match for Chelsea without Enzo Maresca. They parted ways, Chelsea and Maresca, in the middle of the week. a 94th minute goal from Enzo Fernandez, which was almost offside. There was some VAR review on it. 1-1 draw, and Man City was just in absolute disbelief.
Yep.
That they conceded that lead. Also, the news just broke. I saw Josko Gvardiol was injured.
There was 2 key injuries in the game.
Well, Gvardiol did wind up. They just announced he had surgery to repair a broken leg.
Yeah.
And this again is from ESPN FC. Manchester City have confirmed that Josko Gvardiol has suffered a leg fracture and is set to undergo surgery this week. The Croatian defender was forced off during the second half of Sunday's 1-1 draw. City have said tests on Monday revealed Gvardiol has suffered a tibial fracture to his right leg. So for those of you that are not in the know, the tibia is the shin bone. It's the main bone in your lower leg.
So you get a shin splint, but harder.
Oh, definitely harder than a shin splint. So that is a huge blow to Man City. I believe Nathan Ake wound up coming on for Gvardiol, but
Especially because defense is the one that is
Ruben
right,
Diaz.
and Ruben Diaz,
Ruben
speaking
Diaz as well,
of
yes.
defense, also came off hurt.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
So and they're without John Stones as well. So that back line
It's a
is just
huge blow, yeah.
decimated as it stands, and
And they don't really have anybody to step up. I mean, they have good players, but not
right. And
the level,
you know, we
you
talked
know.
about this upstairs on Saturday. I every team gets injuries. I don't care. I'm not buying these, injury crises. Obviously, it sucks, and I don't care how good your depth is. There's going to be a drop off.
Yeah.
But this is what teams have to deal with. Obviously, you can never predict who and when and where the injuries are going to happen, but we know they're going to happen. So it'll be a big test for Pep Guardiola and his men here to see if they can overcome
Exactly.
that.
That adversity, absolutely true.
All right, so that will do it for us briefly for the week or part of the week abroad. We will be back in after a 1 minute ad here with a segment I've deemed the coaching carousel. So stick around, get a quick sip of water, and we'll be right back, guys. Cheers. All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. Sorry, I was not paying attention. And we do have a bit of a special early birthday here.
Early
Nas
birthday.
turns 37?
21.
36 tomorrow. So happy birthday,
my
Nas.
friend.
Oh, thank you very much.
I am not
Candles?
going to first of all, we might even get a copyright on it. So I'm not
Happy
going
birthday,
to
so-
sing to you.
Happy
No worries.
birthday,
But
Mary
happy
Mary
birthday,
to
Thank you very
you.
much.
Happy birthday, dear Aaron. Happy birthday
Yeah.
to you.
Whoa, boy.
Nice catch, bro. Nice catch.
Clip it.
We'll leave it
Aaron
afterwards.
Bird's on the studio on his birthday.
So that one is peanut butter, I believe, and I have cookies and cream and a funfetti. So the choice is yours.
I will take that, definitely.
Is that a Diego?
Diego special?
I think it was special. I'm sorry.
It's for a cop.
I've eaten worse. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Where's Army? He's gonna make it extra special for you. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. So yes,
Thank you very much.
We
No,
of
happy
course,
birthday, bro.
our pleasure. You do so much for us here. In addition to just co-hosting, you get the donuts most of the time. You're here helping out whenever we need.
Yep.
Obviously, it's been kind of one of your babies, but the board game nights are incredibly successful. The upcoming event that you have, you know what? Tell our audience also. But the upcoming event you have is
We have an upcoming Magic event. It's Pauper Commander. We have 18 slots remaining. Everything,
Nice.
the prize support has been accumulated. The mats are going to be delivered tomorrow.
nice.
So we have everything. Now we're just waiting.
So
So
if
I
you
am-
see the
I am-
video, you're a Magic player.
Yeah, you've heard it.
Come to
You've
the
heard me
brewery,
say
let
it
us
here for sure already. But I am not a TCG player. I think it's really cool what the game in and of itself. It's nothing that I've ever gotten into, but the fact that you're able to put these events on and get the immediate interest that you are getting is nothing short of incredible. I've always, that's whether it's a TCG event, a soccer event, it's always like, okay, everyone's gonna wait till the last minute and then they sign up and it's frustrating and anxiety and anxiety riddling.
Hoping that like, okay, please, can I make this number?
Right.
Camp?
I mean, that's obviously for a different reason, but like every year we didn't do it this year because of the schedule, but the Boxing Day event. It's okay. Are we going to have 1.5 feet of snow the day of and nobody going to show up? So there's always like all these different kind of things that go into it. But
once again, thank you for everything.
Yes, at any rate, thank you for everything you do. Happy birthday.
No, it's special. I don't normally celebrate my birthday, so I tend to go all out for Deanna's. It's like the type of thing that we do.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Of course. No, our
Pleasure,
absolute pleasure. All right, coaching carousel.
Go back to the carousel.
Yes, we need like a sound bite for that.
Or we need a picture of their faces. Like.
Yes. Oh,
I like it.
I do like that. We'll get the interns on that. Guys, we don't have any interns.
Hiring interns.
If anybody
do you like beer?
Out with us,
Yes. That being said, all right, so here we are. Midweek, Chelsea and Enzo Maresca have agreed to part ways.
Yes.
He
was not fired.
Very clear that he was not fired.
No.
So I have two questions, and it's going to be the same two questions for each of these. One, where does Maresca go from here?
There's a lot of teams that need people.
And then two, where does Chelsea go from here? So
Amarim can go to Chelsea and Maresca can go to United. We'll see what happens. They're both looking for jobs.
I don't believe anything.
I do like that. Very Solomonic solution.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Amarim went to Chelsea and Maresca went to United? And that would be absolutely hilarious.
Bananas, dude. And if any or either gets any success, it would be a little bit of something that would.
At that point, all eyes are on both of them, or who does better from the start of the.
The only thing that would make that situation better is if like the first match was against one another.
Dude, what? I bet you the Premier League will make sure that happens.
But at any rate,
the next round of the FA Cup.
There are solid rumors that Liam Rosenwar, the current Strasbourg manager and former English player, he played recently, well, not too recently, but 41 years old, so he played somewhat recently for Brighton, is in London working on terms with Chelsea. So Liam Rosenwar, of course, Strasbourg is also owned by Blueco, who owns Chelsea. He also, oddly enough, is the son of Leroy Rosenwar, who is a pundit on Premier League Fan Zone, who I have been interviewed by a couple of times over the years. So
now the thing is, I think I'd be quoting you because like you stated that if he does go to Chelsea, is there really a difference in what happens? Because wasn't
Same
the whole
company.
thing? Well, wasn't that the whole thing? Like Maresca was like not great on how he was being micromanaged from behind.
The only
maybe the other one is more
thing the only thing I could think of is maybe the board at Chelsea feel that they can
micromanage him better
because of his youth, because of his
He's more of a
relative lack of experience. Although by many accounts, many pundits have said he is an up and coming star in the coaching ranks. But maybe they feel that they can kind of wrangle him a bit better than they could an Enzo Maresca.
But to be honest, that's how it always works. If you have the lesser name and you have something to prove, you gotta play ball.
They already know what they have in him with Strasbourg. So it's not like they're hiring someone that is an unknown commodity.
Yeah, but
are you wearing two pairs of headphones right now?
Yes, sir.
He is. He's got one around his neck.
Yeah.
It's like headphoneception.
Yes. Headception there. But nonetheless, where Chelsea is right now is really smart, to be honest with you. I know that it was coming and all that, but Chelsea was getting some results. Chelsea was doing well. We finish, What
I've been saying it all year. Anytime we mention them, they are the reigning world champion.
Yeah.
They're in fifth.
Indeed.
They're in fifth place. So this clearly is not a results
situation.
A results-based decision. Obviously, if this were under the Roman Abramovich era, maybe you could say, yeah, 5th place is not good enough, and he's out.
You're out
But
of
I don't
here,
I
yeah.
don't think this was that. I think this literally was a
He
case
wasn't
of
happy.
not agreeing with the board on the way things they want to run, and here we are. So they agreed that it was not a good fit for either side.
That was the true square and round.
Yeah. Where does Maresca go? I don't know. I mean, I would assume he'll take some time off and see what other jobs are available to him. That being said, speaking of jobs available, Manchester United this morning announced the sacking of Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
He had a I don't know if either of you guys saw or read about it.
Yeah,
he had
a
a
crash out. A bit of
he
a crash
had
out.
as the kids on Twitch say,
yeah, crash out.
he had a crash out in his post-match interview.
Oh wow, no way.
Yeah, I want to see.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah, I gotta
We need to
see
get
if I
ourselves
can
some-
get the quote on it.
Yeah.
Playoffs. Talking about playoffs.
It was. I'm just trying. Basically, the extent from what I was reading and heard by other pundits, basically said that Amorim told when he's talking to the press,
Yeah.
said the Manchester United board needs to do their job,
Yes.
and in that. Like,
And they did. They fired him.
They
They did their job.
They
And
did their job.
for the record,
Be careful what you wish for.
obviously, not a very tactful way of saying it, but he's not wrong, in my opinion.
No.
We've been talking
Yeah,
really
I know, that was-
since Ratcliffe came in.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They're
Decision after decision was
Right,
not
they're-
even the wrong one. It was the most absurd one.
yeah,
sometimes.
like closing the canteen to staff,
Yes.
like making them bring bag lunches, stuff like that. It's
ridiculous.
It's just a systemic decline in what is going on at Man United. Obviously it shows that we're the late Ferguson years just papering over cracks that are now just rampant.
Open. Yeah, they're
So-
fully open, and it needs to change drastically, and it's not going to. It is absolutely not going to. Manchester is Manchester, and the history and everything. They don't feel it at the bottom line, as as the directive says, and as the people over there. That's the only thing that will change anything in any place and any corporation, including teams.
Yeah.
Bottom line, when you start losing money, when you start losing all this is when you wake up and you say, all right, maybe we need to change, but that's not going to happen with them.
Yep.
They're
So,
too big. They're too.
As it stands
too
at United,
famous.
I believe
It's sad to say, but that's the way.
Darren Fletcher, the coach of the U19s, will be stepping up for the time
Okay.
being. I'm also hearing rumors that they are trying to get former United player Michael Carrick in as an interim manager for the rest of the season.
Because
Where else does United
there's
turn to?
nowhere. There's nowhere to turn to for them.
Well, I heard Enzo Maresca's looking for Jim.
Yes.
I really don't. I don't even think he's gonna go
So,
there.
here-
Because think about it. If he had a problem with the way Chelsea did things, what is he gonna say about Manchester United doing things?
Well, listen.
they have zero compromise, man.
But
They are, like,
here's the thing.
crazy.
At least with United, as we saw this summer, they spent a hell of a lot of money.
But what they want at the end of the day is, he might say things and they'll be like, "Nah, we're gonna buy this other person
Well,
that is
again,
even more
that
expensive and it
is,
does not fit."
That's
so.
and I'm sure his name is being brought up, and I'm sure
Yeah.
if so, they'll interview him. But
Yeah.
that is something that you kind of figure out along the interviewing process, or you would at least think that'll come through.
Yeah, no, you're right. I guess you take the meeting because you gotta take the meeting.
Right.
You can't be a dick about it. And now, second question that you asked, where do the coaches go? We kind of talked about it.
I think
Where do
Amorim
the
goes back
teams
to
go?
Portugal. The only other, I don't know. Does I don't think they swap positions. I don't know. I think Amorim goes back to Portugal. I think Maresca maybe goes back to Italy. Even though he was most recently at Leicester City.
Yep.
There are plenty of jobs to be had in their native countries as well.
And now,
And then
and now where the teams go? You know
well,
what I mean?
listen,
They're all they're fifth and sixth. That's
Fifth
the
and sixth
crazy
place
part,
is
man.
this, and this was a thought that just popped in my head. Zinedine Zidane is out there.
Actually,
He,
Chelsea will
Yeah.
do well with Zinedine.
I mean, he's a guy
As much
that
as I hate him because he ruined Rodriguez, but
yeah.
he could do well in Chelsea.
Let's see.
I mean, he's the kind of guy that he's a proven winner.
Yeah.
He has no problem whatsoever dealing with big personalities.
Yep.
Whether it's, you know,
He'll headbutt him in the chest. if
whether it's
necessary.
Cristiano Ronaldo or
Yeah.
Florentino Perez as an owner,
You got it.
or technically Perez isn't the owner; he's the president of Real Madrid. But he, you know, so there are no bigger
He's been there, done
personalities
that, yeah.
than the guys that he's already dealt with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus
Yeah,
Vinicius.
I will say he has no roots in England. I don't know if he has any desire to manage in England. I mean, I remember hearing that
Maybe
If-
Madrid.
if
right?
he did-
Isn't Madrid's?
Xabi Alonso, yeah. I don't know.
Isn't he supposed to be on the way out?
He's on the hot seat. yeah, a little
The
bit.
only other things I've heard regarding Zidane is he's waiting for Deschamps to give up with the French
France?
national team.
That's his dream. Yeah.
and,
no,
or
that is
and
true.
or maybe going back to his roots and managing at Juventus in Italy.
Yeah.
Really?
um,
Yeah, I've always heard.
I
the
mean,
whole,
the Juventus might catapult him into that whole.
Right. So I don't think there is a clear path for him to go to England, but listen, money talks.
it's an option.
It-
So if that money talks, it will be Manchester United, though. I think he goes. If anybody can offer them that much money, it's him.
Hey,
Red Black, welcome
way.
back. Happy
What's up,
New
buddy?
Year.
Happy.
So let me with our old age.
The
let me-
old age zoom in.
Yes.
Wish you a very happy year and that all your dreams come true, well, except for the U.S. or Colombia winning the World Cup. But a decent run is okay. No, wish you really a successful.
Yeah, you will. I'll take a
Thank
semifinal
you.
loss to Germany. How about that, Red
Me
Black?
too, actually. Both of us take semis.
Yes.
Let's go.
No. It'll be U.S. Colombia, Germany somebody else, and then Colombia or U.S. will make it in, and then Germany will be
Wow.
one or the other in the
I
final.
like it.
Dude,
there you go.
If Colombia or the U.S. made a World Cup final, I think.
We're losing our shit,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
We are losing our shit.
I think it'll be the first time you see me in yellow. If Colombia make the final.
Amen to that.
All
baby.
right. Elsewhere, Red Black says, "I'll take it." Yes.
Yes.
Elsewhere on the coaching carousel, this obviously will not make the same news as Maresca and Amorim at Chelsea and United, respectively. But for us here in America, Wilfred Nancy, the former Columbus Crew manager, has been sacked after 33 days in charge at Glasgow Celtic.
Why? I mean, what is?
They're not
So
first.
he
It really is.
much like Ruben Amorim, he was very stubborn and set in his ways, and maybe more importantly, let that out into the press conferences. He was very poor with his press conferences, and obviously the results were not
They're
good enough
not
either.
first. That's bottom
He
line,
lost his
yeah.
first 4 matches in charge at Celtic. Had a bit of a win streak after that, and then losing at home to Rangers, was certainly a big factor in the old firm.
Yep.
So maybe more important. Well, I shouldn't say more importantly, because most important is I was to Nancy is his career, but for the general American fan. Does this put another bad spin on MLS managers? I
Yeah,
think
you guys
it hurts.
So? Both of
I
you
do.
think so, huh? I don't. I don't know. I mean, because was he American? I mean, that's what we
No,
wanna
he's not
talk
American,
about.
but
Coming from the MLS.
coming from the.
Coming
I
from
mean,
the
exactly.
MLS,
So
yeah.
like,
I've
Maybe-
seen it where managers come to the MLS and they do well, but
somewhere
managers
else.
that start in the MLS and work their way out, I think, have a little bit
I
harder
mean,
time.
you look at Bob Bradley
yeah.
had a very poor run at Swansea. You look at Jesse Marsh and his run at Leeds. Didn't go great. And then with where else was he? Although he was fairly successful at RB Salzburg.
Vieira
Vieira had a
Vieira
rather
and
poor
City,
run.
yeah.
He actually was at Strasbourg before Leroy, not Leroy, sorry, that's his
Rosenwater?
father, Liam Rosenwar.
Rosenwater. No.
So yeah, I do think the stigma is there. I'm trying to think off the top of my head of any MLS manager that has been.
That started in the
Successful.
MLS.
That started in
and get out.
MLS. Yeah.
But even you look at like a Tata Martino, who did not start in the MLS, was very successful in the MLS, and then left and is now back in the MLS because he couldn't cut it elsewhere.
Yeah, I get it. That,
you know,
and
I don't
Martino
know.
is true.
So I don't know where you look at. I'm trying to think. Matias Almeida is I don't remember where he's in La Liga now, I believe. So I mean, Matias Almeida, who was not successful over in San Jose, he is now at he's at Sevilla.
Well, he coached AEK during their winning years.
That's what I was gonna say. And the thing is his styles of play. Like all the
He coached
coaches.
AEK during their winning year.
All right, well, but that was before.
That was 22 to 25.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, 22 to 25.
All right, so that was directly after San Jose. All right, so maybe I mean, again, he did not start, at San Jose. He had 7 years of management prior.
Yeah.
In Argentina.
Yes,
And
exactly.
Mexico. So yeah, but again, so maybe that proves the point again of these MLS bred managers maybe can't cut it elsewhere.
Yeah, but
Well,
I believe more-
the other issue is like I feel like the Argentina league and the Mexican league are closer to the MLS
Yeah.
Yes.
rather than somebody going from the MLS to a European
And
league.
also,
exactly.
There's two
Exactly.
sides to this. One, it is very difficult for a manager in the U.S., whether they're American or just an MLS manager, to even get these opportunities. So it's because of that, it's a very small sample size.
Yep.
And then when you have 1, 2, or
And you don't
3
get-
managers that aren't successful,
And you don't get the leniency either.
Well,
Exactly.
let's also remember too that the MLS has a specific playing style for their games.
Oh, yeah.
And that type of playing style doesn't technically traverse to other leagues.
I would agree with that. I agree
100%.
with that.
That's why if they go to Spain, it plays a lot better.
Yeah.
They go to Italy, does it a lot
a
better.
little bit more defensive,
Exactly.
fighting for the ball.
Those
yeah.
are the type of plays. England, nah. France, it's not the way. Those are fast-paced, very linear on the side. You use the speed of your wings. You cross the ball 120 times.
They're not
a
fighting
match.
over the midfield.
They
Right,
don't fight exactly like you saw.
Unless you're doing the
you
little
saw
block,
the
you're not
entire
fighting, yeah.
season of the MLS that we watch here.
It's grindy.
It's
Very
grinding
grindy, yeah.
in the middle. You go through the middle. You force the issue. You don't just open the play like that, like they do in England. So those are the kinds of things that create a failure of mentality and failure of coaches in these other leagues that we put paramount on. If we were to pay attention to other leagues in other places, you'll see a little more
Yep.
success in this
Yeah.
type of coaching styles. And the only way that you can actually succeed in a league like that is if you have a team that will give you the reins fully. Let's say a coach from the MLS goes up to say, not even the premier, the champion, the championship. And they go and they get a team that hands them the rein and they create a new culture. That's when they will find success. But for now, you're coming in to follow another people's systems.
Yeah.
You don't do
no,
anything.
that's a
You don't-
very good
you don't
point.
go anywhere,
Very good
you know
point.
what I mean?
All right. On that note, that is going to do it for our coaching carousel segment. We will be right back after a quick. We'll be right back after a quick break for 100 miles to home
We'll see you in a minute. Red Black.
and what's on tap. Cheers, guys.
All right.
All right.
On the twang. Let's go.
Welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. It is cupcake
Cupcake
time
edition.
here.
Yes, yes.
Cupcake edition, yeah.
So, question: whoever sees this,
Oh, yes.
is this the right way to eat a cupcake or not?
I'm eating it normally. These guys
He's
turned it
me- yeah.
into like
We turn our
sandwich.
cupcakes into sandwiches here in Newburgh.
It's a sandwich cake.
It is. And now we have some mukbang. All right. So, again, we're in the off season for MLS. Not a ton to talk about, although coaching, movement and player movement, this is the time of year that happens. Also, we're about 5-6 weeks away from the start of the MLS season already. I can't
yeah.
believe it.
Really?
Yeah, I think February 20th is let's see. NYCFC.
Right at the beginning of Formula One season. Now I know how to tell him apart. Now
March 7th.
NYCFC kicks off
2 months.
at the LA Galaxy on the 22nd. March 7th is their home opener.
All right, easy game.
There you go. Well, so
It's the start of a new season. We have no idea what's going to happen in the MLS.
Yep.
but
LA can go from the worst
speaking
to the
of
best.
LA Galaxy, NYCFC was unable to re-sign their young phenom defender Justin Hack, who did via free agency sign with the LA Galaxy.
Oh, it's going to be a...
So that'll
okay.
certainly add some fireworks to this match.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's it for our MLS coverage right now. Obviously, in the coming weeks, as we get into preseason, we'll have much more to report.
It's gonna be difficult for NYCFC though.
Yeah,
He was the key.
I'm
right
very
there.
disappointed with the lack of signing him. I did hear rumors that
That was
former GM, who's now at Sporting Kansas City, had said some things about Hack, and
But
this
he's
was
gone, man.
yeah, but
They
this was
should've
kind
sold
of
that out.
an FU to the club now of, hey, no, I'm not staying here because of what happened.
Bad on them, yeah,
Again,
because-
I have no source that's
Yeah.
told me specifically that that's what happened, but that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, because the games we watched, he was key.
Oh, yeah.
Not just in the defense. That was the thing. It was the middle. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, because the middle is what's important. Like, he was able to keep pressuring up. He was one of those players.
Yeah, and he
that
was a
could be
homegrown
speed-
player for them too.
Oh, no. So, yeah.
He's from is he from Manhattan or Long Island? I can't
Yeah,
remember now.
that was a big mistake on their part, man. And a great
Oh, he's from
victory
Brooklyn.
a great victory for Galaxy, because
Yeah.
that was one of their biggest, problems that they had last year. They would score a lot, but they would get a lot.
He's been on the books at NYCFC since 2015. So since he was
Wow.
14 years old, he's been with the club.
Yeah, that's
So
a
it
bad,
definitely
bad
hurts.
move, man.
His first senior appearance was 2019, so that was as an 18-year-old. Yeah.
Well,
And played for their academy.
hopefully,
Yeah. He came through. He played
Yeah.
for their youth teams as well.
hopefully
so.
it doesn't go back to bite him, because that was wrong. That
Yeah.
was a super mistake right there.
All right,
But
moving
let's move
on to
yeah.
what's on tap. We have another action-packed week.
Yeesh.
We have a midweek Premier League round. We have FA Cup weekend. We have the German League is back from their winter break.
Yeah.
So let's kick it off. Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. By the way, all these are Eastern times for the game. So if you live elsewhere in the U.S. or like Red Black, if you live in Europe,
Adjust accordingly.
Make sure you adjust accordingly. So for us, Wednesday, 2:30 p.m., we have Man City hosting Brighton, two of our supporters clubs, as
Yeah.
well as Bournemouth hosting Tottenham. We will have both of those matches.
Yeah.
I'm going to get here early to open up the tap room.
That's gonna be a must-win for
And then
Bournemouth. Yeah,
Yes, let's
I
go.
want them to win that one, like for real. They
actually,
can do it.
how close are we to Totteringham's Day?
St. Tottenham's.
Let's see. It's a 21-point gap.
7
Se-
games.
that's
Seven
seven games.
games.
We're almost there.
So that
We're
would be
almost
like week match day 29.
Yeah.
Okay. This might be one of the. This
We'll
could
celebrate
potentially be
it.
one of the earliest
Saints,
with
yeah.
with Arsenal at top of the league and Tottenham as far down as they are.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Anyway, Thursday 3 p.m. I have to see what else we have going on, but I think we might be able to open up early for this one. Arsenal hosting Liverpool.
I'll let you know right now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, I know we have like Run Club and all the other Thursday stuff.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I just have to see if I physically or Diego
I
physically
can be here.
is able
I'm
to do
gonna
it.
be here. Yeah.
That's right, because you'll have karaoke to that.
Yeah, so I'll be here anyway.
All right.
So yeah, we definitely have it.
Okay, let's do it. Friday, 2:30 p.m. Our Hudson Valley Borussian crew is back from the winter break. Eintracht Frankfurt hosting as they kick off the resumption of Bundesliga, hosting our Borussia Dortmund. And then the next day, we're right into FA Cup. A rare Premier League against Premier League matchup. AFC Bournemouth travel up to Newcastle to face their former manager Eddie Howe and Newcastle United at 10 a.m. on Saturday, as do Manchester United as they host Exeter City, a lower level club. Later in the day, I don't know that we will have this. I think it's probably NCAA championships or semifinals on.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have that. But
Saturday and Sunday.
another good match of note: Bayer Leverkusen hosting VfB Stuttgart. Red Black. If you're still in the audience, you probably know the importance of that one. I believe they are currently 3rd and 4th, or 4th and 5th in the Bundesliga table. Let's check it out real quick. 3rd and 6th. I'm sorry. So
Separated by 3 points.
Yeah.
So
It's another tight table outside of Bayern Munich as usual. So Bayer Leverkusen in 3rd on 29, and VfB Stuttgart in 6th on 26 points. Then we round out our Sunday. We'll see. This will be. I'll decide in the next couple days, midweek, if we're gonna show the early game here. Arsenal travel to Portsmouth in the FA Cup.
Yes, the severally timed relegated Portsmouth.
Yes, but we will definitely have the 11:30 match. Manchester United under new manager hosting Brighton and Hove Albion. So
damn, Manchester City's got a definite confident boost match.
Yeah.
They're gonna
against
they're
Exeter.
gonna beat on those poor guys.
What about the
I
Brighton
don't know.
match? They're going into the Brighton match with down 3 defenders.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Let's hope the Brighton guys can pull it out.
Thomas gonna do it. Come on, man. You know my guy.
If ever there were a
Welbeck,
time for them to strike,
yeah,
this is it.
It's time for Danny Welbeck to step up first.
There you go. All right, one for the road. Either of you guys have anything?
no, I
right.
actually read that
Greek-
one and I liked it.
Yeah,
that was a
so-
very
Greek
important
lead
one.
starts back up on the 11th.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't realize Greek takes Greek league takes a winter break as well.
Yes, AEK is currently sitting on top of the league.
The only
Nice.
crazies that play in the snow are Canadians and Russians, man.
No,
Everybody else takes a break.
Italy's back. No, Italy stopped the winter break. They used to do it, but they're back.
England
now.
playing in 5-degree
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah. It's a little tough.
All right, so my one for the road, and I don't believe the bid has officially been submitted, but Sevilla, who we actually talked about a little bit prior with Matias Almeida. That was weird. I just got something just popped up. Anyway, Sevilla, who is in a little bit of financial trouble, former player and for his boyhood club, Sergio Ramos,
Yep.
is leading a 400 million euro bid for the club.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine that lives in Spain and lives in the area, and he said that the people is so happy to hear that they really want Ramos to become like the owner, because I imagine that's what he'll do. But the thing is he gonna retire? Because you can't own a team. In Spain, I'm pretty sure in Spain there is a regulation
Well,
that says,
he's playing in Mexico now, isn't he?
but you still cannot play for a team and own or run a team in Spain like that. Pretty sure that's what
Yeah,
it is.
that I
So that's kind of like the bottleneck of
I-
that situation.
I do
but
not
the
know.
people want it. They're claiming for his retirement. They're
yeah.
like,
I mean,
"Please, just-"
he's playing at Monterrey.
Yeah.
Because we saw him in the Club World Cup.
No, actually, he's a free agent right now.
Oh, all right. So then
He's a free agent. So that's what they're talking about. Yeah, I remember now. And they were saying, no, just please retire. We'll take care of you. Please come to us.
Announced departure from the club.
Oh, so last month.
Yeah. So that's why he's spearheading this situation.
Right. I wonder if this doesn't come through, then maybe he
keeps
gets back
playing.
into playing.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something.
But
Okay.
if he does, he's out. He goes, and he's the new owner of Sevilla. That would be a cool thing, though. Like,
Yeah.
If I was to be one of those players, that would be what I do.
I mean, he came through their youth academy, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yep. He played for them for a year before going to Madrid.
Yep.
And then after PSG, I remember him coming back for a year before he went to Monterrey. So yeah, I mean, he's obviously a proven leader, a proven player.
Yeah.
He's won everything there is to win.
And he's got great business acumen. Because
Well,
he's not gonna
that's
be
the part
coaching
that
anybody.
I don't know.
He does. No, he's done a lot of different things throughout when it comes to businesses. Not
Yeah.
necessarily playing and like his sports career, but like the way he has handled his portfolio per se, he's been pretty successful.
Yeah, well,
So
Good.
like I said, I was very interested when you said it, so I kind of got to reading and
Good.
it seems like a good fit, though. It seems like a good next move for him as staying with soccer,
Right,
not
right,
necessarily
right.
having to coach, because I don't see him as a good coach.
No,
He's too temperamental.
I
He
don't.
will kill
I agree.
He will kill some poor guy just because it's like Simeone, but with a little less restraint, and that's
It's like,
dangerous.
who was that basketball coach that used to throw the chairs out?
Oh, Bob Knight.
Bob Knight. Yeah.
Just like that, but he will start just throwing heads of players against walls. Yeah, no, so, good for him. Hopefully it comes through.
I think
will be looking forward
it's
to that.
good to see, players, whether it's ownership, whether it's punditry, whether it's coaching, whether it's management, whether it's technical director, whatever it is. I like to see that kind of carousel, so to speak, of these guys coming back. So on that note, I hope that one, I hope he gets it, and two, if and when he gets it, I hope he can restore, what we all know of. I know Nas is not a huge La Liga historian,
but Sevilla, really
is and was a historic club.
Yep.
So I would love to see them.
It was funny because
restoring.
in the late 90s, it was like Deportivo La Coruña.
Yeah, Deportivo.
The Atletico.
Well, didn't Emery coach for them? Right? Or was
towards the end.
They won.
He won.
They won the three Europas.
consecutive Europas.
No, I know who Sevilla.
Yeah, but no, like
I remember as far back as CVF.
Okay, yeah.
The Yellow Submarine.
Villarreal.
The Yellow Submarine and all that.
So,
yeah.
on that note, that is going to do it for our first A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar of 2026.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to everyone in our audience and those that listen on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
Yes, sir.
Wishing you all a happy and healthy 2026 as we start the year.
Yes.
Thank you again to Diego and Nas, and of course, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you.
Make sure you check us out on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch, obviously, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
CDUNewburgh.com.
CDUNewburgh.com.
Yeah, we got to start plugging that one in.
Yeah,
the actual website.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anything and everything, anywhere you think you can find us, just search CDU Newburgh and we'll pop up.
It's starting to pop up.
We are. I'm the coolest. One of the coolest things for me now is it used to only happen like during events, but I'll randomly throughout the day get a notification. Oh, so and so is following you. So the fact that we're kind of in the stratosphere now of just being out there is really cool to see and to know that even if we're not actively doing CDU Newburgh stuff, we're still getting that following.
We're reaching, and that is thanks to everybody.
That is absolutely 100% thanks to you guys in our community
and everybody out there as well. So thank you very much. We love you. Happy New Year, and
we'll catch you. If you're here in person, Wednesday in the tap room. Otherwise, we will see you Saturday morning for the pour over.
Yes,
Cheers,
sir.
guys.
Peace out, everybody.